Storm chasing, especially when you've got some sort of a restriction, is very difficult. Having an event in a specific area, especially nearby, is somewhat rare, especially when you're wanting to try to find some tornadoes. But somehow in the last 2 weeks alone, I've been given 2 of the highest level risks that I've ever been able to chase. In this video, I'm going to be going over some of the synoptics from both events, as well as some of the footage that I captured along the way. The span of 2 upper level risk days started on March 31st. This day looked significant on models for a long period of time. By the Day 5 outlook, a 30% significant chance of severe weather was issued for parts of eastern Iowa and western Illinois. By the Day 1 outlook, 2 large moderate risk areas with 15% significant tornado chances had been issued. Due to my age, I have a pretty limited restriction on where I can go chase. So I, like many other chasers, targeted the northern threat. This northern setup was a classic dryline triple point setup with a trailing cold front. There were basically 2 target areas in this northern setup. One of the target areas was in western Illinois along the warm front. The other was in eastern Iowa along the dry line. The HRRR model was showing large areas of updraft helicities throughout western Illinois and eastern Iowa. By the 1630Z Day 1 outlook, a high risk had been issued. The previous high risk was on March 25th, 2021. As you can tell, the SPC is not very generous when it comes to issuing high risk. Just before the SPC issued the high risk, they issued a mesoscale discussion. The SPC later turned this mesoscale discussion into a PDS tornado watch. The SPC mentioned numerous tornadoes were expected, with some possibly intense. Just after the watch was issued, my buddy and I got in my car and started heading out for the storms. Some of the storms to the west were just starting to get into the moderate risk area. The first storm we ran into was a very nicely carved low precipitation supercell. The supercell briefly produced a funnel but never dropped anything. At about this time, we noticed a supercell going just south of my town of Centerville, Iowa. At this point, we started the race east so we didn't miss the storm that was going through our own hometown. Fortunately, this storm never produced a tornado while going through our town. We finally caught up to this storm just as it went through Ottumwa, Iowa. As the storm trekked through Ottumwa, the environment got much more prolific for tornado production. Just as it was going through town, the 3 Cape vorticity overlap was very significant. And sure enough, just as it passed through town, a small tornado was born. This tornado did no damage as I recorded its entire 40-second lifespan. Just after this tornado dissipated, another larger tornado was in process. My partner and I chased this tornado north as it screamed towards the town of Hedrick, Iowa. Very fortunately, the town of Hedrick was spared, but along the way, many houses were destroyed by this strong, powerful EF4 tornado. As the tornado matured, a secondary tornado was formed. Unfortunately for my partner and I, we just caught the tail end of the twins. All in all, this day turned out to be one of the largest tornado outbreaks in history. At the time of recording, there's 177 unfiltered tornado reports from this day alone. I captured my first ever violent tornado and wedge tornado on the same day, actually the same tornado, and along with 2 other tornadoes. This broke my 500-day streak of not seeing a tornado. My last ones actually had been on October 24th, 2021. Unknown to me at the time, my streak was going to get nowhere near 500 again. As we neared the next day, April 4th, 2023, many people were growing concerned of another possible significant tornado outbreak. This day had a much higher ceiling than the previous day. Fortunately, though, it had a much lower floor. Some of the main things keeping this day back from a high risk was capping and LCL height. Another main issue with this was moisture. This time, models were not quite showing as much due to strong capping. One of the very few models showing any significant convection was the RRFS, which is a brand new model by the SPC. The showing of this model will be significant later on. At around 1840Z, the SPC issued its first mesoscale discussion. Just after that, a tornado watch was issued. At first, my target was over in eastern Iowa near Ottumwa, but that soon changed to western Iowa as the dry line fired. As I started that direction, I was not feeling very good about the tornado threat due to low moisture content. When I got there, I ran into some very significant hailers that were all elevated. Elevated storms are very poor at producing tornadoes due to their high LCL heights. One of the main ways one of these storms can produce a tornado is by latching onto the warm front. And somehow, by 6:44 p.m. Central Time, this storm latched onto that warm front and started to rotate. As I sat just north of Lacona, Iowa, I was in awe as I time-lapsed the entire lifetime of the first tornado of the day.
Tornado right there. You see that? Get the video camera. Oh my gosh. Get a picture of that thing.
This first tornado was a very, very brief bird fart tornado. As the radar data showed a very strong couplet, I started to head east, and then I found a road where I stopped once again to capture the funnel that was just about to fully condense. A little of time into setting there, I decided to head a little more east and then a little more north, where I found another road. What I saw down this road was an amazing elephant trunk tornado that was very, very, very low precipitation and did very minimal damage. A backlit elephant trunk tornado is a chaser's dream. This was a very short-lived tornado that fortunately did very minimal damage. All in all, this day basically chalked up as a bust, but to all the chasers that caught that tornado near Pleasantville, Iowa, it was definitely not a bust. Further east wasn't a bust either, with an EF3 tornado near Industry, Illinois. Think about the odds of two moderate risks, well, one being high, occurring in almost the exact same spot within a week. This was definitely a generational type of an event. All in all, I caught 5 tornadoes within this 2-day streak. Fortunately, no lives were lost during either day. I still can't believe after 500 days I finally caught 5 tornadoes within 2 different chases. I've only chased 4 times this year. 2 of them were just basically for lightning. So I've had 4 chases and have 5 tornadoes. I'm very excited to see where this season heads. So if you guys enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye. Also, don't forget to check out my 2 videos here. The top one is the Hedrick EF4 tornado recap, and the bottom one is the Pleasantville, Iowa EF1 recap. Also, I hope you guys didn't think I forgot something. I think you guys know what this is. Let's see if there's a little film on it. Yeah, there is a little film. That's what I thought. Nice fake blue look. This is the Cap'n Crunch blue maple syrup stuff. We'll see how it goes. My little cup. Ooh, that's a little much. I don't know if you guys can see that. There it is. Alright, here we go. Ooh, it smells... Actually, it smells more like syrup than the other one. Alright. This is going to sound crazy, but it's not that bad.